All right, y'all. Vic from Work Tuff Gear sent me 3 different knives to review. This is the Wilderness Warrior Gen 2 by Shan Hamilton. So this drops tonight. What is it? The May 15th, 2025. I'll try to get the link in the description. Well, not the description. I don't think they like links there, so I'll put it in the comments and I'll pin it at the top. But this color is Jungle, orange liners. So this is a K329 bowler steel. And see if you guys can see the logos. The sun is might be stopping that from happening. But I have a kind of like a full tabletop review, and I don't usually list out all the exact specifications. If you want to find that, I would check the Work Tuff Gear site or DLT or Knife Center or wherever else they're available. But all right, so what I'm going to do here, so in the tabletop video I did a paper cutting test. I forgot if I shaved with this one. I have a bald spot on my arm, but I forgot which one it was. So I cut some paper. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do some chopping, some batoning, some carving and stuff. And at the very end, I'm going to do another paper cutting test to kind of show some retention, some edge retention. The K329 is great steel and it has very good edge retention. All right, so let's do some chopping first on some greenwood. I've got a bunch of stuff here. I know everybody gets upset about cutting stuff down. This property was select cut, and I've been cleaning some stuff up. So a lot of these trees, they're just saplings that have grown up from the clearing, and so some of them are gonna get cut back down. So it happens. All right, so let's start doing some chopping. All right, for reference, here's the knife. Here's my hand. I guess this is probably I don't know, like a little bit larger than an inch diameter, probably up here. And, you know, of course it gets larger down below. Let's clear this little sapling out of the way, so I'm not hitting my hand on stuff. That tree's dead. It's a dead branch. All right, greenwood. See what we can do. All right, right through. Let's see how far down I can go with clean cuts. Ooh. Woo. Oh man, tree kind of bounced. There's stuff in the way. Let's do that again. All right, I probably could have done that if the area was more clear, but let's see, bring this up so you guys can see how big that last cut was. Let's see, you can see that. All right, let's see, I'll cut a little bit more over there. That one tree over that way was just taken down recently, the one leaning over. So I'll cut some of that stuff up. This one, let's see, this was actually the top to the other one. Little point. Not quite in half. Got it that time. Let's see. Got to cut some of these down with the lopping shears. One's dead. I might leave that one. All right, so this is a some dead black gum. This stuff is really kind of dense. The grain is twisty. So I'm actually just gonna baton through this, kind of like a Joe X style, but I got a baton. And just kind of show you guys the toughness, little edge retention, and I'll probably have to pull this back out once it gets down to here. But we'll see what happens. Haven't really batoned a standing log before. Alright, let's hammer this in a little bit. There we go. Might have been too much. And I don't think this is going to like split open, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. I had to pull that back out. We'll figure something out. All right, so I don't like batoning on the handle scales, but we're just doing this for the review. And I mean, that thing is in there real good. Let's see if I can get this out. Everybody's probably freaking out. Like, what is he doing? Ooh, didn't want to just flex that pretty hard. All right, I think we can get this out now. It's a little warm. All right, let's chop on this a little bit. I'll turn this way so you guys can see it. Where's my baton go? Let's see. It's baton in a notch. I think I've got a piece of wood over here. We can do some cross-grain batoning. Let's try that. All right, so let's see. There's a lizard. This is a piece of poplar. I'm not sure how long it's been down, but I think it's got some green leaves on it still. Let's see if I can cross-grain baton this in half. The lizard over there, he's like, what the hell is going on over there? All right. It's dry, I guess. All right. See how sharp it is. Let's see if I can shave with this. If I can do it on camera. Let's see. Is that focused? So it still is taking off hair after that still. Not quite as sharp as it was initially, but it's pretty good still. Let's see. Let's cross baton that again, and then I'll split it in half. Beating this thing like it owes me money. Where's my money? All right, it's actually pretty dry inside. I'm surprised it has leaves on it. They must have had buds. I don't know how long that tree has been down. All right, hopefully you guys can see this. Let's do a little batoning of that. All right. Uh-oh, I think we're about to have a thunderstorm. That's great. All right. See if I can do some feather sticks with this. Let's see if we can do some feather sticks. This stuff should be kind of dry. It's been raining. It's starting to rain again. So let's see. That's a pretty good curl. There we go. Look at him, he's doing it. He's doing it. So I'm using the choil. You guys can see that. I think this is about, I'm not crazy about choils, but about this size knife and larger is where I think a choil is useful for really getting up close in the blade and for more control with stuff like this. Other than that, I think you should make the knife where you actually get, you should design a knife where you can get close up to the blade, especially for little small knives that people consider bushcraft knives. All right, let's see what we're gonna do. Chop a little. It's dead. It's more dead than I thought it was gonna be. Let's see. Should we do a little notch maybe? See if I can carve a little notch in this. You guys can see that. Let's see. Do some little cuts in there. All right, let's do see if I can make a square notch in there. I think this would be easier to do batoning, like baton it down and split it out. But we'll just do it this way. Let's see what happens. I think I can hear the rain coming through the trees. Unless that's just the wind picking up. All right, it's not a terrible square notch. Let's see, what else should I do? And let's see, let's go over this really quick. So Again, K329. This is almost like a full flat, I think. Fuller. The back of the edge is, it's not like sharp like an edge sharp, but it's still, I think you would still be able to do a fire steel on this pretty easily. The swedge is not sharp. There's a look at the tip. Hopefully the camera's focusing on this. There we go. I guess that's working. I don't know. Let's see if I can zoom in on that. All right, so there's a look at the swedge. It's not sharp, decently thick tip. The gator grip, I'm a big fan of that. If it's a little bit too aggressive on some spots, you can take some light grit sandpaper. I wouldn't do it up here where the grip is, but wherever you're gonna be chopping, where you're gonna get a lot of friction, you could probably take just those little dimples off just a little bit. But that's not going to be a problem if you are wearing gloves. So but that's something you can do easily. This G10 is very easy to sand down to preference. You have a lanyard hole here with a pommel, skull smasher, striker, coconut opener, whatever you want to do with that. All right, so let's test some stabbing and stuff. Since this is more of like a field, maybe combat warrior knife, let's do some stabbing and slashing stuff, see what happens. Okay, so the rain's coming down. The storm has moved in. So I'm not a knife fighter, so but I think some stuff is just kind of instinctual and kind of intuitive. There's a good guard here, so there's no danger of coming up onto the blade, which would be disastrous for your tendons that may never heal. And just like the point is a centerline point, so it should be good for stabbing. All right, about the only thing that I learned in the Marine Corps with knife fighting. So see if you guys can see me on this. I'll move this way a little bit. So about the only thing they taught us, besides like basic slashing, so you kind of keep up. They say you always wanted just to have the knife out with like a hammered grip, no thumbs. But they were all about us coming up, stabbing in the neck near the carotid artery. There's an eyeball. Kind of turning and slicing down. That way you make sure you hit the carotid artery and your windpipe. You can take them out that way. So very wet hands. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's raining really good right now. Yep, down. Forward this way, you can slash down. Back up this way, slash back across. Let's see if I can do a quick knife throw. That wasn't great. Let's see if I can do one more. Alright, not throwing hard, not trying to have this bounce back. I've never thrown this before. Tip is fine. You do like a fencing, I guess this is a fencing grip. Just some distance. So, guys get like this with like the climb bits and they're all close and on people and they do like hooking arms and stuff. Maybe that works. You guys get a knife or not. I have a knife. I'm all about making distance and using that distance. So you can do a lot of damage with a quick cut. You don't have to like be all in this business slicing arteries or ligaments. You can get back to a pretty good cut. And stay away, especially if he's got something sharp. Knife fight, I wouldn't recommend it. If you have a gun, shoot him. You know, it's not worth getting cut, having your side filleted open, your arm, you see your arm hanging off. You've seen like a machete fight or knife fight. Those guys are always getting cut, and the cuts are bad. Some guys, you get cut in the artery, you'll bleed it out in like 3 minutes. So, look, you can tell I love you guys. I'm not here, I'm getting stoked. All right, I can't think of a lot else to do. So let's head up, dry this off, and cut some paper, and let's wrap this review up. I might cut some stuff really quick with my wet hands just to kind of show you guys. Try to keep my phone dry because it's very wet. All right, so when I push this wood the other end of the tractor, that log, I can even pick it up, push into my trail. So we're gonna cut this. Can y'all even see that? You know, I just cut this in half, and I think a raindrop hit my phone and paused it. So let's cut some more. That's what I cut through earlier. Raindrop got me and paused it. See if I can stab this. All right, let's go inside. I'm getting torrentially downpoured on. So hopefully you can hear me. I'm under my carport with the tractor. So this is dried, seasoned white oak. Oh good, is it letting up? So I haven't cut anything really dead and really hard. So I'm gonna baton this a couple times to get through some harder wood. That way I can kind of test the steel a little bit. Same with this one some. Alright, it's always better to baton on a hard surface. Like if something's, you know, hard down there. That way you have less give. Everything's going into the wood and not into the earth. It also helps if you match up the grains. Let's do this one more time. Just for fun. There we go. Cut the ground a little bit, I think. Alright. There you go. I'll put this back in the wood pile. Alright, so I haven't sharpened this knife since all the chopping. Y'all have seen most of what was done to the knife on video. See if I can do this before the paper gets wet. Oh, that paper's trying to blow away. Right. It's cutting it, it's just, I'm not doing a very good job. There you go. So it is cutting it. Everything is just wet. Let's see. Oh well, y'all could see some cuts. So when I was cutting it, a lot of the paper was kind of like folding over, kind of being a pain in the butt. So it's wet, it's windy out here. It's not ideal conditions. But no sharpening. It's pretty sharp. The paper is just folding over. I feel like it will even still shave still. Yeah, see it shaving my hair. The paper's just not cooperating. So it's still shaving. If y'all can see that. Okay. A bald patch on my arm. Looks like I have some little weird shaving. Alright, so it's still sharp. Paper's getting soggy and windy. It's just not cooperating. Alright, so tonight, 5 p.m. Pacific, that's 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Wilderness Warrior, K329. This is Jungle Camo. That's what that's called, I believe. D10 scales. Pommel striker. I didn't really test that. But I don't think I had anything up here I can smash with it. But, yep, you can hit stuff with it. Alright. Y'all have a good one. Oh, you might actually be able to see the engraving in this light. Let's see if I can make it focus. It says ODM. Let's say ODM knives. Alright. And there's a bunch of other reviews up. Check out The Last Huntsman Outdoors. Choir Boys Outdoors. I'm sure somebody else probably has one, but go check out those two. Alright, y'all have a good one. Be safe. Wednesday, not quite weekend time yet, but y'all have a good weekend. Later.